Hi, good day everyone. Once again, this is Mo and this is another day for another War Legends video. And as you can see for today's video, I'll be doing a battle review for Abessinec versus Antisocial. And they will be both playing as the light faction. Meanwhile, Antisocial will be on the blue team, while Abessinec is on the red team. And they are fighting each other under the tournament named the Great Bloom, one of our best event right now because it contains a lot of prizes, rewards that we can use in game. So yeah, as you can see here, Abessinec started to build his first structure with the sawmill for efficient wood gathering, of course. And if we are going to observe Antisocial, he started with this farm for this one. And as you can see, Antisocial used his first scroll for additional wood gathering. I see here, and let's just check on Abessinec. He already started his second building, which is a farm. I see, and they are just both hiring a lot of workers here for efficient resources gathering. And upon looking on Antisocial, he is already starting to build his first barrack along with his sawmill for efficient wood gathering. At the same time, for Abessinec, he also started building his first barracks here. And we are all hoping to see their first unit. Wow, so it seems that Antisocial is really taking advantage of his scroll right here on gathering a lot of woods. And Antisocial already started his first training for his swordsman and then proceeded on upgrading his castle to tier 2. Meanwhile, let us get some updates with Abessinec base. Upon looking here, his castle is on pending for upgrade for tier 2, and then Abessinec proceeded on having a double barracks here. It seems that he will be proceeding on spamming a lot of swordsmen. And just in addition, he is also building a dwarven forge, so it means, or there is a chance that Abessinec will be spamming a lot of warsmith in this case. Meanwhile, if we are going to observe Antisocial, the first activity that he is doing right now is he is trying to obtain this or occupy the golden idol for additional gold resources. And as you can see also, Antisocial was able to build another one dwarven forge here, and also he proceeded with his elven tree and also with the double barracks for the light faction. It seems that they are going with the same army composition. I think they will be having a mix up of warsmith along with the swordsman. However, I think Antisocial will be mixing up with a archers here, because upon looking at Abessinec base, there is no elven tree present here. It seems that he will be only utilizing warsmith and swordsman, or more likely he will be just spamming a lot of warsmith. Meanwhile, Antisocial here, he is very active. He was able to get the golden idol on the upper part of the map. At the same time, he is trying to occupy the golden idol on the lower part of his base. Meanwhile, Abessinec is trying to occupy each watchtower on the center of the map. Well, that is also understandable because vision on the map is crucial when it comes to knowing what's your enemy's planning to do. But yeah, as you can see here, Antisocial was able to gather his forces, 3 warsmith and 1 archer here, and then on the lower part of the map, as you can see, there are 2 injured swordsmen. I think that is not a good looking composition of army, I guess, because if you are going to take a look with Abessinec army, they are all full health. So if they encounter each other and started a fight, I think Antisocial's army will be in a total disadvantage as of the moment. And then the Linus tree started to bloom here, and Antisocial is trying to get it. However, I think it is not a good idea to put your archer in the front line. So Antisocial is retreating as of the moment. Meanwhile, Abessinec was able to occupy the Linus tree. But what I can commend to Antisocial here is he didn't force it too much for getting the first three. So he let Abessinec to win the first fight or battle, because it seems that Antisocial is waiting for Muriel presence, but as you can see, even he has already a primary hero on his side. He didn't force his way on the first batch of Elina's tree. However, it seems that he is already preparing for the next battle for the Elina's tree. Well, that is commendable, because I did a review to a lot of players as of the moment, and most of them will be forcing their way here. But upon observing, watching Antisocial, he is now preparing for the second battle to gain the second Elina's tree, and I think that is very smart thing to do, and that is logical. And if you can see here, Antisocial is trying to build an outpost. I think that is a good point. However, Abessinec was able to find out about the outpost. That's why it has been intercepted. I don't know why Muriel used his her skill on that part, but at least there is one swordsman has been hit with that skill. And as you can see here, Antisocial is really trying to position his army. Meanwhile, his Muriel is trying to do kiting to Abessinec, Warsmith, and Swordsman. And as you can see here, there is the presence of a healer. I think they are going with the same composition of army, and unfortunately Muriel is low health, and she is trying to run towards the alliance trees to steal it. Unfortunately, based on just watching this army composition, Antisocial seems to be at disadvantage when it comes to the number of army. And if you're going to take a look to Muriel, she is not in the good shape. And wow, Antisocial is really trying to build an outpost here. But if I was in Antisocial's position, instead of building the outpost near to Elina's tree, I'll be building it right here, maybe here, so I can, my enemy doesn't have the advantage of prioritizing on destroying the building. But yeah, it seems that on the second batch of Elina's tree bloom, Antisocial was not able to occupy the second tree. Well, that is not a good sight or event for Antisocial. I hope that he can recuperate his army. And as you can see here, there is a movement coming from Antisocial trying to occupy the watchtower with his healer and his warsmith. I really think that Antisocial and Abessinec is using the same army composition. The only difference that we can see here is the primary heroes that they are utilizing. And then the third Elina's tree started to bloom on the center of the map, and they are trying to position themselves to have a greater advantage to each other. And as you can see here, Baron is already on the map trying to kill Muriel, and Muriel is here on the center of the battlefield trying to kite everything, and then trying to escape these knights. And as you can see, Antisocial is really doing the outpost here. That is commendable, but I think he needs to work on the placement, on the placing of his structure, where the enemy cannot hit it, or prioritizing destroying his outpost. I think that is the only thing that he needs to work here. And unfortunately for Muriel, he or she is down, but Baron is still standing, and this one warsmith is really killing Baron. I hope Baron was able to run, but unfortunately Baron is also down. And if you're going to watch this warsmith, this is really clutch because of this two healer. This two healer was able to save this warsmith, and because of that, because of the healing magic, the warsmith was able to tank the damages that the knights are inflicting to him. So healers are W at this point. And as you can see here, Antisocial keeps on reinforcing his army to fight for the third Elina's tree here. And I think Antisocial is really doing well with those two healers here, because this warsmith is like immortal, because there are two healers keep on regenerating his health. Meanwhile, there are only around two units for Abessinec, and it will take a long time for him to send his Gilbert on the battlefield. And as you can see here, Antisocial is already starting his another Tower of Light magic here to build an outpost. If this structure successfully stand or build, I think Abessinec will be having a hard time on occupying this Linus tree. And as you can see, there are 3 healers now. I think Antisocial is really on advantage here. Unfortunately for Gilbert, he is blocked on getting away, but fortunately he was able to retreat. However, this Warsmith is already a walking dead man, and as you can see, Muriel is already present again. Well, that is a good battle coming from Antisocial. Really, that is good because he was able to come back and was able to do increase his points here. So Abessinec already have a 120 points. Meanwhile, Antisocial still have around 20 plus points and counting. So let us just take a quick look on Abessinec base. And as you can see here, one knight coming from Antisocial trying to distract the knights and Gilbert of Abessinec. Meanwhile, his Muriel is really assassinating the workers of Abessinec, and that is a good move coming from Antisocial, really, because of the distraction of the knight. It caused it for Muriel to have an opening to kill some workers of Abessinec. And as you can see, they are raising to each other. There are Antisocials trying to kite using his Muriel, and the Knights of Abessinec is really trying to chase Antisocial right here. But I don't understand why Abessinec is doing that. He knows that he is already at disadvantage when it comes to the numbers of units right here, but I don't understand why he keeps on chasing Antisocial's army. As you can see here, there are 4 healers and formidable guardsmen, warsmith, swordsmen that can tank a lot of damage. If you combine them with a healer, they are total ideal tank for a team. And as you can see, none of them is actually going to the Linus tree here. They are just battling each other. Unfortunately for Antisocial, there is a artillery tower coming from Abessinec here, already guarding the Linus tree. He will be needing the guardsmen. And for this fight, Antisocial was able to win the battle here on the left side of the map. And now he is proceeding on the right side and will be... The question now here is if Antisocial will be able to successfully destroy this artillery tower without even losing a single unit. Because as you can see here, Abessinec is still trying to recuperate his army, replenish his army. Now Antisocial is trying to destroy the tower right here, and Muriel still lives thanks for those healer. And that is a painful scroll coming from Abessinec, and Antisocial was able to get that Linus tree, and I believe this will be leading to a tie. Abessinec will be having a stagnant 120 points. Meanwhile, Antisocial is ongoing for 120 points for his second Linus tree. And let's just have a quick update from Abessinec's base. As you can see here, the activity Abessinec is doing is trying to get a golden idol, because if you are going to take a look from Abessinec gold resources, he is quite broke right now compared to Antisocial. Still have 2,500 or 600 plus gold sitting on his resources with a 3,000 plus woods. Economically healthy, Antisocial economy is really at good state. Meanwhile Abessinec economy is in not good shape. So as you can see, they are now rushing to this Linus tree soon to appear here. And then Abessinec army is ignoring Antisocial's army really, and letting Antisocial's army or units do a free hit on his army, and that is not a good thing for Abessinec to do, to ignore the enemy's unit and let them hit them. And as you can see, Antisocial was able to kill a lot of units from Abessinec. So let's just take a quick look here. As you can see, Antisocial lose 0 unit. Meanwhile, Abessinec lose around 5 units, 1 healer, 1 knight, 1 warsmith, and 2 archers, in a total of 925 for gold and 675 for woods, and it costs around 21 foods for Abessinec. That is a huge damage from the economy of Abessinec. Meanwhile, Antisocial still have 100 foods and still have around 3,000 woods and gold. And just to remind you, they have a great gap when it comes to ranking. So later I'll be showing you, or you can visit Antisocial's rank here. They have a huge gap. Abessinec is already at 3,999. Meanwhile, Antisocial is still on around 2,000, I believe. So you can just do a fact check on that. But as you can see, Antisocial was able to do a comeback from this game, and Antisocial was able to win every battle because he was able to surrender 1 battle and did recuperate from his loss. What I can comment about Antisocial is that he don't push too much, or he doesn't force things out. He just accept things and try to do better next time. And as you can see here, the battle for the last Linus tree that will determine who is going to win already started. Gilbert is surrounded by this guardsman with a warsmith on behind, and this poor guardsman coming from Abessinec is also being surrounded by the knights and Muriel, and Antisocial was able to clear out or wipe out Abessinec at this moment, despite Abessinec was able to occupy the Linus tree right here. He only was able to gather around 2 points from it, and then the next Linus tree here will be spawning where Antisocial already positioned his army. I think Antisocial is already able to secure this part. Look at those Tower of Light magic dealing damage to Abessinec units who are just strolling around the map. As you can see here, those healers are doing great here because the health bar of Antisocial's units can be just full again. As of the moment, I don't understand what Abessinec is trying to do, or what is his goal, but Antisocial is winning as of the moment right here because he keeps on winning. Maybe if I were in Abessinec situation, I will not send my incomplete composition of army right away. I'll be waiting for my army to be ready to face Antisocial, because what he is doing is he keeps on sending his army even they are not yet complete or ready to face Antisocial army. That leads for Abessinec to lose each fight. Well, I think that is the end of the video, and Antisocial was able to win this battle, and that is really good comeback coming from Antisocial right there. So I hope that you learned something from Antisocial's strategy right there, and also never forget that in every battle that you take, never assume that the first battle will determine the end game. Make sure whenever you lost in a fight or lose in a fight, make sure to recuperate, replenish your ranks, replenish your units. Never force things out, because the more you force your army or your unit against the winning opponent, the more you lose. The more you lose your resources, the more you lose the game, the more you lose everything. So you need to calculate everything here. There is one thing that we call calculated loss. You let that loss happen but it is calculated so you can bounce back from the loss and you can secure a win. If you were able to do that like Antisocial, for sure you will be able to win every fight that you have. And one thing that I can commend from Antisocial is that he keeps on putting that outpost there. But what I can suggest on Antisocial is that he can work on his placing of turrets, where if there is a fight going on, he needs to put it on the back lane of his army, so his opponent won't be able to prioritize destroying his tower, instead of putting the tower in the front line of the battlefield, so which makes it exposed to and prone to being destroyed. Well, overall, Antisocial did a great job here, even though they have a huge ranking gap. So good job, Antisocial. Thank you for sharing your video with me, and I hope if you all have interesting video like this, or if you just want to show your strategy, because I believe we have different strategies here, send your BID on the comment section or on Discord, and I'll be more than happy to review it for you and do a commentary. Alright, so I think this is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And bye bye for now. Peace out.